G'day, lads. I must say, part 2 of the Traitor Curse is looking good. But what has me feeling more worried than anything else, and this is coming with very low expectations of everything, keep that in mind, is the Karnak Twins. Now hear me out on this one. We just got a brand new story expansion. 3 enemies confirmed, Wolfie Boy and the Twins. All 3 looking epic and cool as Karking hell. For chaos, that is. Don't look at me funny, I know the looks I'm getting. I know this worry might not be one that many of you have, but as someone who loves lore, good stories, and a good reason to fight, this is a concern of mine. We first got introduced to the Twins through the new cinematic added at the beginning of the Traitor Curse cycle, and they are Wolfie's lieutenants. We even got a lore bit dropped. It was weak, but it was something. This does mean he has multiple lieutenants, but these are the first, and they are named. We are getting only 2 missions out of the carnival so far, and in the upcoming second half, we are going to be attacked by one or both of the Twins as mid-level bosses. This part is cool, but if we kill them quickly, and as we know, this community of Tiders is efficient at developing quick ways to clear bosses, like meleeing assassination targets so you're not doing that part of the mission for longer than 40 seconds. Where was I? Right, killing them quickly. If we kill them quickly, the build up to their existence feels underwhelming. If they flee after reaching 0 HP, we as players lose agency. The hardest thing is, what little footage they've shown us looks so damn cool to fight, and I want to fight them real bad. So what kind of solution could we get to this issue? Firstly, let's acknowledge that their fight mechanics and elements have already been laid out and are already planned. But I would like to see it be a dual boss fight in that big open arena in the mid-level of the Colosseum portion of the carnival. When we get both or one of the Karnak Twins to uber low health, one twin commits, banes himself up with a case of stims, and tells the other one to run and warn Wolfie. Twin 2 scurries off, and we get a rage mode fight that ends with us killing the twin and his body melting away from the corruption of Nurgle, maybe even exploding on us and causing some corruption damage to anyone nearby. This way, we get a satisfying story element. We get a very satisfying fight. We get to keep our agency as players, and the Twins keep their agency as NPCs of importance. This would then allow Fatshark to use their metadata that they have to determine which twin is the canonical survivor that will be defending Wolfie when we go after him. This would be the best case, rather than the Twins losing full agency by being rock stomped in no time flat, or us losing agency as players with them running away when at no health to low health. Sadly, I don't think this will be the case. I think we will get them both in a pretty standard boss fight with mechanics used in assassination missions, minus the shield, as it seems the Twins are using carapace armor, which is fine. Does it make them feel less important to the story? Yes. It will strip them of any agency against the player in the story. What little story we have, making it seem even more lackluster and forgettable. And that's been one of the biggest problems that I've seen with Darktide, but we'll get into that in a second. The fight, however, will be, more than likely, still fun and a good Karking time. Again, this is me looking at it from a storyteller's perspective, and how I hope it will play out. I don't expect it to do that at all. Not at all. But a little glimmer of hope is there. Fatshark knows how to tell a story. I just want them to remember that again. And I say this because the story of Darktide has been, you are in prison. You did one of 4 naughty boy things. Ended up on the Tancred Bastion, the prison transport. Across from you at the very beginning is Wolfie, sitting, moping, waiting to be freed. At some point, a prison transport arrives to the Tancred Bastion, or a transport in general, and with it, a horde of enemies coming at us, ready to take us down. In the fighting, Zola is injured. He expects you to kill her. You offer a hand. She trusts you, not explicitly, but she begins to trust you. You then get rescued by Masozi and the dream team that's on the cover art. After that, you go, you sing We Are a Warrior. After having Grendel put a face of a veteran, a psyker, a zealot, and an ogrin up on a holographic servitor corpse. Because there's no head, so we'll just call it a corpse. After that, you walk out, still in prison garb, then you go do missions. And it's at this point that the rest of the story becomes repetitive. Everyone tells you how you're doing okay, to doing good, to doing great, to doing better, and then you suck. Go do better more. And it makes you feel like, as the player, no matter what you do, no one is really going to expand upon the story and give us more through those interactions. You get called to these people, then they realize they don't really want to talk to you and should never have summoned you to where they're at. So much so that Hadron's like, I could have just used this as an excuse to execute you. You're so late. I should kill you right now. 2, oh, you're a few seconds early. I should kill you. I wish I killed you. It sits you in kind of a weird space. The player is never lost on the sense that we are rejects. We know we're rejects. That's the point of the game. That's who we are as characters. We are no one special. We get it. We don't need us to be reminded of it every chance you get. Which brings me to my biggest moment of disappointment with the new trailers, is that in the war room, our character was not present in that cinematic. The dream team was. We were not. And that's a letdown. Whatever new cinematic we get with the second half of the Traitor Curse, I hope we get to see our character in the cinematic. It gives us our agency. Lets us know that we are a part of this warband. We've earned it. I'm happy to get behind everything and say, I worked hard, I earned this rank, now I'm a member of the warband. I went through this whole hoop and hop and a blah with Rannick. Almost got shot, luckily didn't. That bitch is now a servitor. And now I'm honored as a member of this warband to be included in this meeting. I'm here in the meeting. It shouldn't have been the dream team. It should have been one of us. That's my thoughts on that. Especially because it's not like it was an out-of-game cinematic. This was an in-game cinematic. As I said, I know Fatshark can tell a hell of a good story. I know they can. They just need to allow themselves to implement it with the characters that they have available to them. We have Moro. We have Hadron. We have Masozi and Commodore. We have Zola. We have these characters that are set around a Destiny 2 styled hub that we could utilize as quest givers, as daily quest givers, as, penance providers unique to them, where they provide unique clothing elements. These are all things that Fatshark can use to better the game, to provide more content, to give us more things to do. Some people might not agree with me, that's perfectly fine. But these are just my thoughts on how Fatshark could expand the story with the characters they have and their mission-based storytelling that they're sticking to their guns with. I want to see the story expanded upon. I want to see the story grow. And I want to see the story be successful for Darktide. I don't want to continue to see these half-baked cosmetics and then a few scrap lines of dialogue that sometimes I don't even hear or pay attention to because I'm more focused on the game at hand. So, that's about it. I hope we get a satisfying fight and a satisfying story element with the Karnak Twins. Let me know if this is something you're worried about or if it's not. That's fine. Keep it civil, keep it polite, and I look forward to hearing from you down in the comments. Shout out to the patrons. Thank you so much for supporting the channel on Patreon. You too can support the channel on Patreon by heading down in the description below. You can also support by becoming a channel member, or you can support for free by hitting like, subscribe, the bell notification, and commenting. I look forward to hearing from you, lads. Stay safe out there, check your six, and keep your eyes open. See you in the next one, lads. Peace.